Hi, guess what I'm doing? I'm holding my ring light with my hand because I've never had to film content with my face before, so I never bought proper lights for it. I ordered new lights. They're not here yet, so this is what we're gonna have to deal with. Anyway, today's video, we're gonna be going over this very cool keyboard called the ND75. I believe this keyboard is the best keyboard you could get with $100. Full disclosure, they did send this to me for free, but they don't get to see this video. They don't get to tell me what to say. All thoughts on our own. So let's just pretend I bought this keyboard because I definitely have the money for that. Guys, I'm not poor, please. Alright, so first thing we're gonna do is actually unbox it. Once you open the box, you're greeted with obviously the keyboard. And this box will have all of the accessories. So in here we have a wireless dongle, screwdriver, and this really nice cable. There's also these things that allow you to mount the keyboard in different ways. More on that later. Alright, so let's start by looking at the case. In the front we got a screen, and in the back we have a metal plate. I think it looks okay, but there is no kick-up fee, which is kind of unfortunate. It is made out of aluminum though. Like, it's not perfect, but for $100 that's pretty good. It's also got USB-C connection, which is just pretty standard. And apparently it is wireless, but I don't know where the switch is. Alright, so apparently it's under the shift key. That is a really funny place to put your on switch. Good news though, you only have to do that once, because after that you can just navigate the connection settings with the screen. This board has 3 modes of connection: wired, wireless, and Bluetooth. And I also wanted to talk about the switches. Just listen to this. Besides the fact that it's a little rattly, it actually feels pretty nice to type on. Let's take one out to examine how well lubed it is. Now we're just gonna open it. I don't know if the camera can see, but there's almost nothing on the stem right there. And there is nothing on the spring. I mean, at least it's better than not having any lube at all. There is just that tiny bit of stem wobble, which I actually prefer over no stem wobble because it feels softer to type on. Also, the keycaps are nothing too special. They're just a standard set of cherry profile keycaps that you would probably find on Amazon or something. Now, the only problem I have with this board is that the stabilizers are a little bit rattly, but there's an easy fix to that. To absolutely get rid of the rattling, we're going to inject a little bit of lube into our stabilizers. So we're going to have to take off the keycaps first. Moving your stabilizers with a syringe is actually incredibly easy. All you have to do is stick your needle into the stabilizer. If you don't have a needle, it's still possible. You just have to take the stabilizer out and basically put lube on with a brush. Now we're going to repeat the process for all the stabilizers. We could put the keycaps back on. Okay, I know I barely said anything good about this keyboard, so you're probably wondering why I said this was the best keyboard for $100. Well, it's because it has this one feature that no other keyboard has at this price point. Let's take a look at my other videos for example. Do you notice I have to actually unscrew the keyboard to open it up? This makes modding your keyboard extremely tedious. So the very cool thing about this board is that you can take it apart without any screws. You can pop it off just like that. This is going to make modding your keyboard super convenient, and I think every keyboard should have this feature. They even made the cable connection magnetic. Putting everything back together is also super simple. It literally takes like 5 seconds to do, as opposed to like traditional keyboards where it takes so long to screw everything back in. Actually, when we're on the topic of modding this keyboard, you probably shouldn't remove the foam if you do not plan to replace it with anything, because when you leave the board empty with nothing in between, it will actually sound a little bit pingy. If you want to mod this board, you can either add on to the foam or you can replace the foam with something else. Finally, let's talk about another pretty unique thing that this board does. So there is actually multiple ways that you can mount this keyboard, the default being these rubber band gaskets. The other ways that you can mount this keyboard is with these things, I don't know what it's called. Basically, you just slide them on and you remove the rubber bands. The other option you have is top mounting it with screws. All of these mounting styles will affect the keyboard in minimal ways. I don't have time to go over that in this video, but if you're interested on more details, I'll link a video by Hypotech in the description that goes over this in more detail. Specifically, he starts talking about these mounts at the time mark 13 minutes and 40 seconds. So in conclusion, the ND75 does have its imperfections, but you have to remember that every budget keyboard is bound to have flaws. Overall, I think this keyboard is the best keyboard that you can get for under $100. So if you're on a tight budget but you're still looking to get a nice custom keyboard, this is the keyboard that I recommend. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.